Hello, my friends. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to my beautiful rideshare revolutionaries. It's me, Gio, the leader of the rideshare revolution, the rideshare rock star, the captain of the 2K Club, and the realest, the funniest, the handsomest, and the beardedest driver on YouTube. And hope everyone's doing well today. We're going to do a quick recap of earnings from last week and talking about strategizing for making the most money with the flat surge and how to kind of set yourself up for making $2,000 in a major market like Chicago with the flat surge. All right. First things first, let's go back to the to last week. Okay. Whoops. I'm going to have to close that out really quickly. Last week ended up at 1556 for nearly 62 and a half hours and $52.65 in tips and $274 in promo money. Not the best week ever. I made a couple of mental mistakes. Yesterday was the worst Sunday I've had in like 2 months. It happens. Got to dust yourself off and keep at it, right? So that happened. And I also went ahead and did the math on everything. I know how much you guys love seeing that. Where's that download? There it is. All right. So last week, this is based on what Uber charged passenger and what I earned. So Monday, they kept a total of 26, 28, Tuesday 58, Wednesday 37, Thursday 55, Friday 47, Saturday 91, and Sunday 50. Right? So that total of what they kept from charging passenger versus what I earned was $367.24. And after I subtract the promo money, $274 even, that meant Uber only got to keep $93.24 of $1,556. So Uber last week only got to keep 6%, less than 6% of the total amount they charged the passengers compared to what I earned. So last week, up until since the time I've been doing this, Uber took a beating last week. Not even double digits in percentage-wise. So this is, I'm doing this because I'm still seeing comments about how Uber and Lyft are taking my fare. No, they are not taking your fare. I'm living proof that they're not taking your fare. I don't like misinformation. I don't like people spreading false narratives. And I don't want my subscribers to be misinformed, right? If you're telling me Uber and Lyft are taking 50% of your fare, they might be taking it 1 or 2 times a week. Or they might be overcharging the passengers 1 or 2 times a week. But I don't want you guys looking at your fares on a trip-by-trip basis. If you do, you're going to get really pissed off because you're going to see some wild swings. You're going to see some airport rides where a passenger got charged $75 and you got paid $25. Yeah, that would piss everyone off. But that's not every single trip, okay? If you're going to get mad about something, look at it on a weekly basis. Don't look at it on a trip-by-trip basis, all right? Deal? How about that? Let's make a deal. So that happened last week. So Uber only got to keep 6% total of what they charge passengers versus what I made. Lyft, on the other hand, so I did 2 whole rides with Lyft last week. On the first ride, the passenger paid $31. Lyft kept nearly, 22%. The second ride, the passenger got charged $29.21, and Lyft charged nearly $7.50, so they kept nearly 25%. So averaged out, Lyft kept about 23% last week of the 2 rides. Oh, wow, what a fucking tragedy. And those are both airport rides. So those are the rides that gouge. But if I did Lyft full-time last week and I collected the streak bonuses and the promo bonuses, I guarantee you'd probably see something of 10 to 20% of what they get to keep versus what I earned last week too. That's why I'm telling you guys, don't fucking freak out when you see some of these numbers. Yeah, no, some of them, okay, yeah, freak out. When a passenger got charged $80 and you've made a portion of that, yeah, That deserves a freak out. Don't freak out all the fucking time though. All right. All right. Moving on. We're gonna go into detail about how to maximize or how to. As you guys see there, I made 196 this morning. That was just in-app earnings, but I also got 3 consecutive trip bonuses. And I'll go into more detail about that momentarily. We're going to talk about now how to maximize earnings to try to make $2,000 in a major market like Chicago with the flat surge. And I'll show you really quick what the surge. I didn't take too many screenshots this morning because it was super busy. This is kind of what. This is what the flat surge looks like. This is not this morning. I don't remember what morning this was. This is what the flat surge looks like in Chicago during the AM rush. That was, like I said, I don't know what days these were, but this was today. This screenshot here. All right, and I'm gonna go back and forth to this one to kind of show you guys how to do it, how to maximize earnings with the flat surge. All right, but first, we're going to go with trip history, and I don't mind doing that because addresses are no longer shown, so no big deal, right? So, all right, let's go into when the morning rush actually was in effect. I got gas around 6:20 this morning, and I started completing rides. I started accepting rides at like 6:25. I think I need some water. All right. So the first rides I took this morning with the flat surge in effect, the first request I got at 6:30 that I accepted because I was waiting for a pool, right? I was getting trip requests. I didn't have my filter turned on because it's just kind of I was like, let me see if I could do this without the filter because sometimes the filter can be a little unreliable. So I waited for a pool ride, and I got the first one up north, as you guys can see there. Should I turn my drawing app on? No, that's not it. So the first one, as you can see, was, if I could zoom in, I can't, was follow that little button there, right, that little tab. First one there, and it was 3 pickups, right? And the last one ended kind of by the Fulton Market right there. So that trip took 31 minutes, and I made nearly $10 on flat surge alone. So almost half of the ride was from surge. So that would have been counted as like a 1.8 surge trip, maybe. Not bad, right? So this is the only time I did my pivot. This one I actually will need the drawing app. The pivot is when you turn off the app and you reposition yourself. So at that time, the last rider ended up around there. So I did pivot. I turned my app off because the whole city was surging. So I went back to Ogden to 90, and I turned the app back on around here because that's where I like to do it. At which point I waited for a pool. I waited, and I got a pool. And that was this trip here. That was this trip. Let's go into very details. All right, so this pull request was odd because most of the time in Chicago, when you pick up someone on the north side, they're usually headed south towards the loop, right? But the first 2 passengers were actually headed, there's no addresses, so I'm not worried. That's very details. Sorry. The first 2 passengers, as you guys can see there, that one and that one, were headed up north. And then I picked up 2 additional passengers there. And the last one ended kind of close to the river. It's kind of close to the Groupon building, if you guys are familiar with that. Dropped that person off. That ride took an hour because, dude, the traffic is driving me fucking crazy in Chicago. They got to finish Lakeshore Drive. It's miserable. Absolutely miserable. So that one, that trip took over an hour. I made $31. Again, nearly $10 in flat surge applied. So that trip was over. And I did not pivot anymore at this point because I was trying to get those consecutive trip bonuses where you get $6 for three pickups in a row. So you get that bonus is in effect from 6 to 8 a.m. So if you pick up 3 passengers in a row without declining any rides, you stand to make $6 for those 3 pickups. And that's $6 easy dollars, so why not, right? So I dropped off the last passenger, picked up this passenger. It was a very short ride, or I mean, it would have been without traffic. It was only a mile. So that ride, I made 7-Eleven for 13 minutes, not bad. And then still, I had two rides knocked out towards the last bonus I can collect. So I kept the app on, and I went back towards the expressway, and I got a ping by Bucktown, as you can see there, and took that ride all the way back to the loop. And that ride took a long time, man, 35 minutes. Traffic is fucking miserable, right? And as you can see there, at 325 in surge. So this morning was at 250. So what was that? Let's just say 19 plus 325 is 22.25. So I made about $25 in just flat surge alone this morning. So surge, and I didn't get any surge the rest of the. I didn't get any, like, usually this first trip, usually the first airport ride of the morning is surged. There was no surge today. At least there wasn't during that ride. It started surging, but I was actually in the suburbs completing other rides. So that's how I think that's my method of making the most money possible during the morning rush. One of the things I've started doing is, if I'm in the right place, if I'm on the north side of Chicago at like 8:20, 8:30, then I put this in the group chat. I say, man, my throat's dry. Sorry, guys. I say 45-minute plus or pool only, right? Because in Chicago, I know that the biggest surge of the morning will always come between 8:30 and 8:45, typically, unless it's a slow week. So last week, a couple different times, I had my car parked, and I'm just waiting for that one big ride. I'm either waiting for a pool with an $8 flat surge or a 45 plus with a $6 flat surge, because I know that one trip, that the pool will either pay $35 to $40 or the long trip will pay $50 to $60, right? You just got to know your market, and you got to plan ahead, because if you want to make $2,000 in Chicago, you want to be between $1,100 and $1,200 before 4 a.m. Friday morning. So other than that, then you're taking a gamble on trying to make $1,000 or $900 to $1,000 in 3 days. Possible, but not easy. There are some guys that have done it. I've only made $1,000 in 3 days twice. So like I said, if you want to make $2,000 in Chicago, you have to maximize earnings during the morning rush. So you got to drive smart. You got to strategize. Pivot when you can. You got to capitalize on bonuses. And you got to know how to play the game now. Because, like I said, in the videos, I want to clarify something. I do not hate pools. I hate pool passengers. Now, pools are my best friend. I'm making a fuck ton of money with pools. But the passengers are the ones that are ruining the experience. And now you stand to make literally 3 or 4 times as much with a pool ride as you would an Uber X. So take advantage. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Any questions, email me, like always. I'm still catching up to some because it's been a super busy weekend. That's all I got, guys. I want to thank y'all for watching. Hopefully this video was clear. If not, I'll try to clear things up later. Everyone, please stay safe, stay driven, stay classy, stay bearded, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.